Okay, let's go through all the sorted by percentage daily gain. Started with XVG. So the XVG I'm removing. I'll announce it today. Consider it's gone. The next one is Matic. Matic, as I mentioned in last call yesterday, that there's sign of weakness in terms of immediate move. So it's unlikely to move up immediately. And I said unless until it breaks above. So that's why the box was added. So I would say today it is this is 4 day scale, right? So I'll 3 day scale. This pattern tells me that Matic will take time. Okay, and you don't have to count days or hours or whatever. You just put an alert here, and that's it. And I may not repeat this strategy again and again because some of you know, and now this is recorded only for one coin. I'll mention, and that's it. If I put a box, that means the upper edge is the level where you can expect it to break above, right? It's simple. I mean, but the reason for adding a box is to indicate that the coin could move sideways for few hours or days, who knows, but it's not ready. It is to indicate that it's not ready and potentially end up in sideways moves movement consolidation, we call BZRX. It's going through resistance, and the way it is moving, there are a few coins. You'll see that they're identical in nature, like Wi-Fi is similar, which is like moving up in ascending order. You will also see probably there are a couple of more I had highlighted earlier, but there is a clear channel. OMG is similar. So there are, I think, 4 or 5 coins in my band is similar. In fact, Link also moved in a similar way for a while. So they are moving in at angle, this angle, in a zigzag manner. So that's how they're moving. Any coin that moves this way is boring because it doesn't give you that comfort. ONT broke above, it went down with all of the coins, but the good thing is it bounced very well and then now consolidating just about the breakout level. So not bad. It's midway, so it's not bad. MANA has been moving. This is also another example. So I think R4 would be a better level. So once it breaks above R4, then we can expect higher. This might continue moving sideways. So this is important. This sideways is not a flat. It's like at angle. Um, so it will make progress, but again, this is another example where it's showing the behavior like this. I think there's one more coin like this, which is Uni. We'll see. There are a few coins like that. SRM was very, I mean, almost hit this target. You can say this because this was added later, and then now pulling back. I mean, it's retracing now. So this is a phase where we can say now um, it could, it it would, it would consolidate for, it should consolidate. I think for a couple of days or maybe who knows. So again, um, it has to break above orange now. So when you see this kind of, I mean, when I say this under, forget about um, this coin now, it simply means that the coin is not moving up. The coin would move up like back to back, but when you see this one, that means it's under consolidation. uh, I think this is also another coin, similar coin. It makes sense about R8 1 inch also. It makes sense about orange band. This basically it is R8. This is whole entire resistance zone, like a phantom zone, and it has to escape that one for it to break above. XRP yesterday I mentioned that potentially, so that the good level is 1.55. So that this is a tricky part. I mentioned this for this kind of a um, we had similar setup like XRP and Doge. So I said it was like because I recognized that it was on edge, and on edge means on resistance. I mean, there are always some interim resistance, and when you see this kind of a setup, you have an option to. I mean, you can wait for it, and then say, okay, you know what? Once it breaks above one point whatever 6.5 or something, then it makes sense. And similarly for Doge, I mentioned last night. So if you put an alert, it was here, but it could have gone down further. In fact, it dipped and then broke above. But then it's safer. So if you're interested in XRP, you can simply put an alert at 1.65 or something, 1.64. Then then you don't have to wait. And you, yeah, because if it goes under some consolidation below this one, then it could save your time if you recognize that this is still under consolidation. So they take a nap. So this is like a take. It's taking a nap here. SXP is also behaving in a similar way. This is, but it's moving up, so it's still good. Still good. So we added this coin um, with two resistance. So if you look at it, the good thing is this is never easy. Sometimes it's not just one line, it could be a zone. Then this is perfectly all right. If you read technical analysis, the resistance is not necessarily one price level, it could be a zone. Okay, so in that case, we have to draw something like this, and this is totally allowed. Yeah, in fact, I should stretch it to include this spike as well. This should have, the reason why I added it was the probability of this coin to go up was pretty high. This behavior is a little strange to me, but it is also probably because BTC is gone down by 0.4%, tiny one, but still. So potential, it is possible that all the coins are impacted. It's not just SXP. Otherwise, this coin setup is awesome. This coin setup is awesome. So I think this is under weather just because of overall situation, in my opinion, because of little dip from BTC. Otherwise, this has a good setup. That's why I added. Anyway, so that happens. So this the IOTA, I would say the same thing as XRP, same league. Once it breaks above 2.32, then I think it should go for R9. This has a good setup and nothing wrong. This is awesome setup. TRX, similar thing. They are I think some coins I see with a similar setup, that this is good. It may spend some time here. So the important thing is they retain their level. Sometime if coin doesn't do in a very narrow range, that's not a problem. Okay, unless it really make a move on the downside. This might be boring because you don't want any coin to stop forever. But one day to second day and third day is like here, not a problem. It may spend time here whole entire day. Who cares? But I think as long as it maintains this range, it will it will shoot up, and so that's why this is totally all right. So TRX is fine. QTEM very similar, identical actually structure. So nothing more to add. This is also HNT is also having similar setup actually, and even if it comes back, I mean puts back up to this level and then goes up, that is also fine. But you have to acknowledge one fact that the, all the coins have gone through correction. All the coins have found the bottom. All the coins now are under bounds, like they're having bounds. And as part of the process, there would be some interim consolidation like this. So that's where you're seeing the main thing is the worst is left behind unless we something we see something silly. But at this moment there's nothing, no negative sign, no nothing that I see which could trouble any coin. So this kind of pause, even for 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, doesn't change the outlook. Cake is really good. Um, Almost hit R4. Uh, I think I had to. Anyway, I'll not change anything, but I'll retune R5 because I think it didn't go all the way. But nevertheless, this is not an issue because still it's well above R3, and this is just a pause. So cake is fine. Dash is nice. It's consolidating, and this is a breakout level 338. Ignore this spike. XLM, I think it's very similar to XRP. But anyways, this is still a consult. As soon as I think this coin and some other coin, like as soon as you see BTC in green, this is going to go up. This is just because of, yeah. So this red that you see across the board is not a concern at this moment in general. This is all right. So this is on move. This is just a pause. I think I'm not going to say anything different for many coins. This is like good midway, pretty good. This is good also because if you look at the preservation of value point of view, this coin didn't go down much. So anyone who is new to the opportunity channel should note that the consistency of a coin should be taken into consideration, not just percentage gain, but also behavior. And if you look at coin like this, I'm not just saying this is the only one, then you would notice that the consistency of a coin over time, not judging every day, but over time, um, has to be recognized. And if you select this kind of a coin, then it provides the stability in your portfolio. ADA is under, it's going through consolidations and nothing more to say. It has to break above 1 point. I mean, whatever is this above R12, even above R12 green level is fine. 1.5 or something. It has to break above that level. It should be good. So let it settle here, settle down. It's just consolidating. Uni, as I said, this is consolidating, but like moving up slowly without telling anyone. This is at the macro scale, the pattern is really good. Only thing is this is too volatile. So I'm going to remove this coin. It is, or maybe I'll keep it for a while, but I don't know. Um, yeah, maybe I'll remove this coin, or at least yellow. I'll give a yellow cross, but that means it's not so healthy. It's not just because of percentage, but and its behavior. I didn't like the behavior. Very naughty boy. So that's why uh, we give a yellow card, yellow cross. It happens. Look at the waves. Awesome. It's like I talked about PET. This is another coin in the same league. Look at the consistency. Awesome. And it just broke above new all-time high. US, I'm just keeping as a choice for Coinbase, some additional. I mean, it's not bad. Macro scale is good, similar to BCH, but it's a lot of volatility. Maybe I think this chart is similar to green in terms of volatility pattern. Let's remove this. I mean, yeah, why we don't need it? There's no value add. Enough of it. This I thought this is it. This is I don't know. Okay, I'll give yellow cross for now. That means it's likely to be removed. Algo is going through prolonged consolidation. So I think, yeah, same easy thing. It has to break above this level. We don't want to be in trap. No need to wait for this. Let it break above this high. Then it makes sense. BNB is good. It hit R8, so it's good. Little bit of retracement. That's totally all right. This is fine. Looking good to me. But remember one thing. Now seeing this pattern, I feel that it could retrace a bit, and it requires this box now. The pattern is telling me something weird. It is telling me that it is. I think it is near. I won't conclude it, but at this moment, I will at least say that this is that it's getting out of steam. I will not say it is out of steam, but it is getting out of steam. It could stretch up to R9, but I would say from here to this whole entire thing, I think I would not expect a lot from this coin. Looking at what it is doing, so I'll still wait for a few days, I would say. But you can consider this treatment as a early indication, not a conclusion at this moment. But now yeah, it is telling me that okay, it has run a lot and it could end up in a longer consolidation. We'll see. So at this moment, I would say if it breaks up a R8, we can expect R9. That doesn't change. But as I said, we'll have to see this. So each level for this one, the simple approach is each level is a point of review. So like for some coin, I said, I mean, many coins that I've collected, and this coin didn't correct much if you look at it, and it is back to where it was as if nothing happened. But it might do something different from here on. We'll see. But anyway, so Let's not conclude yet, and but I will be cautious. So if it breaks above welcome, we can expect it to hit R19. But when it is R19, we'll ask the same question without assuming that it is really going higher. I think that's the best approach, where each point will be a point of review, a checkpoint. That way you don't burn your fingers. No way. That's the beauty of all this resistance. Point is, without resistance, this candle looks so. I mean, it's not easy to figure out otherwise that this is resistance. If you are here, oops, sorry, my bad. What is happening? So if you are here, for example, they added this. I don't like this label. Anyway, so if you're here, this is a new thing they added. I just don't like it. They should have shown somewhere higher level or somewhere or not needed. It's taking my chart. Should not come into the chart. Anyway, so if you look at this candle, there's no way to spot resistance unless you have R18 known, because it looks so awesome without it. H bar, I would say it is looking really good now. So I see a potential it can make a move and now go for R1 easily. It is showing a good sign to me. FIL is also coming out of its correction and now it is going through heavy resistance. So so far so good. So this is also moving up slowly and recovering. So this is done. You can say this is done and now it's going up. Okay. It could change its gear. For an example, if you compare it may go sideways and then boost, accelerate. When it will accelerate, nobody knows. But we can at least assume that it is the correction is over. Only thing is if we at this moment there are two patterns. It's like it goes a little sideways and then moves up or um, retest this level. Not all the way, not necessarily. But at this moment, this is just a sideway move, and then I think it should continue moving on this at this angle and then shoot up. So this is looking good to me. LTC is looking good. No different than BTC at this moment in terms of movement. This REN is fine.
Look at that wick.
Um, DOT is not bad. It's recovering, yeah, I think. And then yeah, but it is stuck here. So once it breaks above, it is going to pause here and then it should free up. But at this moment, it's at resistance, so could spend some time. But anyways, so far so good. Neo, I think similar. Neo is having similar. Should recover from here on. I see some of these coins are expected to move this way, sideways like this, but at angle, making progress, and then slowly accelerate. If you look at BTC, amazing, awesome candles. But this is resistance, let me tell you, because yeah, last night when it stopped, I mentioned this is a resistance which is just above the green level, which I spotted during the call. Yeah, there's close by, very close by. So whatever you're seeing, it is actually middle of a resistance, whether you like it or not, and that's why there's effect to it. So it is going through, but the good thing is it had actually there is a cluster of resistances here, and it is able to break above all those, and I don't see anything that is stopping this one as well, right? But again, seeing is believing, so let it break above, mm, 700, I would say, and then see, because in this pattern sometimes it could come down up to this level, 52k, 53k level, and then goes up. So this could be like a top formation, and sometime it will shoot up, and sometime it could retrace a bit and then shoot up. I don't think it is going down at any point. I mean, because this is way above the risk level at this moment. I would not consider any downside. Only thing is, um, this kind of behavior would impact larger at a larger scale, as you could see. So if BTC retraces, then you can safely assume that it is going to take down altcoins, because that's what it is doing for last few days especially. Right now, H bar is showing a good sign. So anyways, from no angle there is a risk. From no angle I see any risk here. It's just paused, and but you can just set an alert and say, okay, as I have set this alert, you just set an alert, and so if it goes down, it may dip a bit, but right now there's nothing that I see. But one thing is for sure, this is resistance, and there are two things: it pauses or it can pull back a bit. So these are the two common behaviors. But this is not a crash scenario at all. The worst is left behind, as I said. It's up to individual trader how how much they're sensitive. If they're sensitive for couple of percentage of move and they are getting worried, then very hard for them to trade in crypto. Say those traders should do trading in stocks first and then promote themselves to crypto, in my opinion, because anyone who gets scared with 10-15% of move with us, in my opinion, they need training. Simple. Not trying to be offensive, but trying to be as direct as possible. Because every each and every activity requires qualification. Money is not a qualification. Having money and access to exchange doesn't make anyone a trader. So trading requires some qualification, and if a person is honest enough in recognizing the fact of his or her level and understand that there is a lot to learn, and then that trader goes far. But if trader comes with a dream without proper training and try to do something ambitious, then it is counter-effective. They would lose even more than probably they would have earned in some other asset classes. So crypto does provide opportunities, but it requires some skill set. I often say that this analogy I give, when you see a leaf floating in the river, you see that it's moving and making progress, but the difference is it's not a navigator. The leaf is not a navigator. You might see the leaf sailing, but it's just dependent totally on flow of the water current. If the water current changes, leaf just follows that. So when someone joins trading, I mean crypto trading, and whole entire market move up, then his or her position goes up. So don't we cannot assume that that trader is a navigator. That trader could be simply like a leaf, and it is just doing well just because the water current is in his her favor. But the real test is when the water current changes. That's where the leaf is exposed. So that's my point. So many crypto traders are leaves, but they can become navigator and sail through if they're open enough, learn stuff. So that's my point. Um, Anyone who thinks from if they are worried for 10% move here and there without understanding the macro factor, they will trouble themselves. I mean, they would hurt themselves, not just financially, but also psychologically, because this impacts mind and body eventually over time, if not on day one or two, over time. Anyways, let's move on. Wi-Fi is doing well, similar thing. Look at that, boring sideways move, but making progress. Shouldn't complain. Looking good today. XTZ, I hit R7 now. Not bad. It's halfway, so it's making progress. RSR halfway. It's not bad, but I would say these are some of the coins you have seen similar. There's nothing to be added. Anything unless I see something different. Zen is really good. Look at performance of Zen. Like I mentioned, VET, I think waves. This is another example. Look at the consistency of a wave. Um, of course, there are ups and downs in between, but pretty much consistent. And another aspect that I had highlighted that during all this res- um, correction, look at how much this coin corrected. I think when you have time, you should see this and learn. As I explained, there has to be learning from each drop. So the recent drop should teach us everything. I mean something. Then so I would suggest that you look at the chart and see what all coins drop by what percentage and what all coins are able to regain their level at by what percentage, like are they up by 50% from the peak, are they up by like almost 90%, or is there any coin that has actually gone broke about the recent high and made a new high. So that kind of study will help you because then you will be able to recognize these coins, and then next time when you choose, you would say, hey, you know what, this coin didn't correct in last correction during like in month of April. You know what, the same coin didn't correct in previous and so on. So then you can say, oh, you know what, this is a coin which is more resilient and it makes sense for my portfolio stability to have such coin. So this kind of aspects is totally different than resistance. Many people, just go after resistance. Give me the target, give me the target. And I say, okay, fine, targets are important, but what we are covering here is all about building, uh, becoming a trader. Having target doesn't make anyone a trader. And my goal, my it's not a goal, but my intention, I would say, it's not that my goal, but my intention is to elevate the game here for yourself. I'm not assuming that you are not performing at high level because we have different, but I'm just saying that if you're new, and my effort or attempt is to elevate the game of trading for you here, because resistance is not going to make you a trader. And if you become a trader, then I think you will do much better. Many times people do get resistance, but they are not able to perform. Simple reason being that resistance and targets are not going to make a trade winnable. I mean, that doesn't make you, that doesn't increase the probability of winning trade. So There are a lot of different aspects in call like this. I try my best to, you know, share as and when I think of something, and I'm sure that will help in your trading experience, because I personally pay great importance to all these aspects on top of knowing the resistance and all. So that's why, see, one of the reasons why signal channel is not so effective, in my opinion, and I never had that kind of structure, though I could have very simple, um, channel like that, but because I think it's beyond that. You need more other than like resistance. Anyway, so let's continue. Theta is has to go has to break above R13. So still it's stuck at R12 for many days. It's not bad. It's not bad. That's where it is.